For over 1,000 years, Constantinople stood as the heart of the Byzantine Empire. It had survived countless sieges, outlasting Persians, Arabs, and even Crusaders. But in 1453, everything changed. The mighty walls once thought impregnable were breached. The city fell, marking the end of the Roman Empire and the rise of a new world order. This is the story of how Mehmed the Conqueror did the impossible. He took Constantinople and changed history forever. Chapter 1: Constantinople, the last stronghold of the Roman Empire. To understand why the fall of Constantinople was so significant, we need to go back in time. The city had been the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, for over 1,000 years. Founded by Emperor Constantine the Great in 330 AD, Constantinople was strategically located between Europe and Asia, controlling key trade routes. Its massive triple-layered walls, built under Emperor Theodosius II in the 5th century, made it one of the most fortified cities in history. For centuries, invaders tried and failed to take the city. The Arabs laid siege to it twice. The Bulgars, Russians, and even the mighty Mongols all threatened it. In 1204, the Crusaders of the Fourth Crusade did capture the city, but the Byzantines reclaimed it in 1261. However, the empire never recovered from this devastation. By the 15th century, Constantinople was surrounded by the growing Ottoman Empire. The once mighty city had become isolated, relying on Western Europe for support. But help would not come in time. Constantine XI, the last Byzantine emperor, ruled a dying empire. With only 7,000 defenders, including mercenaries from Genoa and Venice, he faced an Ottoman army of over 80,000, but he refused to surrender. Chapter 2: Mehmed II, the ambitious Sultan. On the other side stood a determined and visionary leader, Mehmed II. He was only 21 years old, but he was no ordinary ruler. Educated in science, philosophy, and military strategy, Mehmed was obsessed with taking Constantinople. His dream was to achieve what no Muslim ruler before him had done: capture the greatest city in Christendom. He knew that controlling Constantinople would give the Ottomans dominance over trade between Europe and Asia. He also believed it was his divine destiny. Mehmed spent months preparing for war. He built a massive fortress, Rumeli Hisarı, on the European side of the Bosphorus, cutting off Byzantine reinforcements. He also commissioned a Hungarian engineer, Urban, to create an enormous cannon capable of destroying Constantinople's walls. This superweapon, known as the Basilica Cannon, could fire massive stone balls over a mile away, creating devastation never seen before. With everything in place, Mehmed was ready. The siege began on April 6, 1453. Chapter 3: The siege begins. Gunpowder meets stone walls. As the Ottoman forces approached the city, Constantinople's defenders braced for impact. The city's walls had withstood centuries of attacks, but Mehmed had something new: gunpowder. For weeks, the Ottomans bombarded the walls with their giant cannons. Each explosion sent shockwaves through the city, but the Byzantines, led by their skilled general Giovanni Giustiniani, fought back fiercely. They used Greek fire, an ancient incendiary weapon, to destroy Ottoman ships and towers. They repaired the walls under the cover of darkness. Every breach was met with desperate resistance. Chapter 4: The Ottoman Strategy: Breaking the Golden Horn. One of the biggest obstacles for Mehmed was the Golden Horn. The Byzantines had blocked the entrance with a massive iron chain, preventing the Ottoman navy from attacking the city's weaker northern walls. In a daring move, Mehmed ordered his men to transport ships overland. Using wooden rollers and sheer manpower, they dragged 70 ships over hills and into the Golden Horn. It was an engineering marvel. The defenders were stunned. The Ottomans now controlled the harbor, tightening the noose around Constantinople. Chapter 5: The Final Assault. May 29, 1453. After nearly 2 months of brutal siege, Mehmed prepared for the final attack. On the night of May 28th, he ordered a day of rest and prayer for his troops. Then, in the early hours of May 29th, the full assault began. Wave after wave, the Ottomans stormed the city. First came the Bashi bazooks, irregular troops used to wear down the defenders. Then came the elite Janissaries, the Sultan's best-trained soldiers. Constantine XI refused to flee. He removed his imperial robes, took up a sword, and led his men into battle. He was last seen fighting in the streets. His body was never found. The Ottomans finally broke through. The city was lost. Chapter 6. Aftermath. A new empire rises. As Mehmed entered the city, he declared it the new capital of the Ottoman Empire. He spared many of the inhabitants, allowing the city to flourish under Ottoman rule. The Hagia Sophia, once the greatest church in Christendom, was turned into a mosque, symbolizing the dawn of a new era. Constantinople, now Istanbul, became the center of a vast empire. Its fall marked the true end of the Middle Ages and the beginning of the Renaissance, as fleeing scholars spread knowledge across Europe. Conclusion. The fall of Constantinople was more than just a battle. It was the turning point that shaped the modern world. What do you think? Could the Byzantines have held out longer? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing history.